You've been told your skills don't matter. Here's the truth. They do. Remote jobs, moms, family time, income, science-based. Okay, so apparently the internet has been lying to you in two directions at once. On one side, you get the hustle goblins screaming, wake up at 4 a.m., monetize your soul, build 7 income streams before breakfast, become a calendar with eyelashes. On the other side, you get the soft life prophets saying, just rest, just manifest, just light a candle and whisper alignment at your laptop until money respectfully appears. Meanwhile, actual moms are standing in the kitchen holding a half-made sandwich, a school form, somebody's missing sock, and a phone with 18 unread messages like, wow, incredible, so my options are burnout or wizardry. But here's the part nobody says loudly enough. A lot of moms already have remote job skills. Not fake inspirational skills. Not, you're basically a CEO, as a cute compliment. I mean real, measurable, science-backed, income-producing skills that companies literally pay for. And the most unhinged part? These skills are often invisible because they got built inside caregiving, so people overlook them, including moms themselves. So let's talk about the 3 invisible skills many moms already have that can build income remotely without sacrificing family time. And yes, we are doing receipts. Brain receipts. Human behavior receipts. No fluffy nonsense. Skill number 1. Context switching without full system collapse. This is the skill. You are helping with homework, then answering a text from school, then remembering the grocery order, then checking the doctor portal, then calming a child who is crying because the banana broke in the emotionally incorrect direction, then returning to whatever you were doing before, like your brain is running 19 tabs and one of them is legally a crisis. Now, before somebody says, actually multitasking is bad, yes, correct. Real multitasking usually tanks performance. Research has shown task switching has cognitive costs. Your brain pays a tax every time it jumps lanes. But here's the twist. People who manage dynamic home environments often get freakishly good at rapid prioritization. Not doing everything at once, doing the next most important thing fast, then re-entering the previous task without turning into wallpaper. That is valuable in remote work. Customer support, virtual assistants, project coordination, operations support, community management, inbox management, scheduling, client communication, order handling. Basically any role where things move, people interrupt, and priorities mutate like they drank lab chemicals. Companies do not just need people who can work hard. They need people who can recover focus. That is a separate skill, and moms train it constantly. You know what this looks like in paid work? Can you move the meeting? A customer emails, I was charged twice. A contractor asks, which file is final? The calendar implodes, the shared drive is possessed, and instead of spiraling into digital dust, you sort, sequence, solve. That's not random. That's executive functioning under pressure. And yes, I said executive functioning, because planning, working memory, inhibition, flexible shifting, all that brain hardware matters in remote jobs, where no manager is standing over your shoulder with a clipboard and haunted energy. If this is you, job titles to look at: virtual assistant, operations assistant, project coordinator, client success support, executive assistant, customer experience specialist. These are not fantasy jobs. These are normal internet jobs quietly held together by women who can remember 3 deadlines, 1 allergy, 2 passwords, and where the missing library book probably is. Skill number 2, emotional regulation plus social pattern detection. Translation: you can read a room. Even when the room is a group chat, a call, a tense email, and one child breathing strangely from the hallway. Moms often become insanely good at noticing shifts in tone. Who is overwhelmed? Who is avoiding? Who is confused but pretending not to be? Who needs direct instructions? Who needs reassurance? Who needs space before they say something dumb and irreversible? This is not just being nice. This is advanced interpersonal processing. In psychology, emotional regulation and social cognition are tied to how we navigate relationships, stress, and communication. And in remote work, communication is everything. Because remote jobs are weird. Nobody sees your face half the time. Messages get misread. Tiny misunderstandings ferment into office kefir. One sentence with the wrong tone can start a Slack Cold War. People who can de-escalate, clarify, and communicate cleanly are absurdly valuable. This is why moms often crush roles like client onboarding, community moderation, customer success, social media management, team coordination, recruiting support, course support, online coaching admin, membership management. Because those jobs are not just about tools, they are about humans being confusing on the internet. And let's be so real. If you have ever negotiated with a toddler who wanted to wear a swimsuit in winter, a teen who forgot an assignment worth 40%, and an adult who texted K with suspicious punctuation, you already understand stakeholder management. You already know timing matters, wording matters, emotional state matters. People do not absorb information when they feel threatened, ignored, or ashamed. That is useful in business. A customer writes a spicy email. Someone else might react emotionally. You clock the real problem. They are confused, rushed, and feel dismissed. So you answer clearly, calmly, specifically. Problem solved, refund prevented, relationship saved, company happy, paycheck continues. And because this is science-based, here's the important nuance. Chronic caregiving stress is real. It can absolutely drain attention and emotional bandwidth. So, this is not me saying moms should be superhuman. No. This is me saying the skills are real even if the labor has been undervalued. That distinction matters. Skill number 3. Systems thinking disguised as keeping the house from becoming a historical disaster site. Some people hear household management and picture vibes, candles, laundry baskets, a random meal plan with optimistic handwriting. No. What many moms are actually doing is running a decentralized logistics network with unstable clients, fluctuating resources, recurring deadlines, and zero offboarding process, which is hilarious because that is basically operations. Think about it. You are tracking appointments, supplies, schedules, preferences, deadlines, transport, food, medication, school communication, budget trade-offs, and sudden disruptions. You are constantly asking, what needs to happen, in what order, using which resources, what can be automated, what breaks if I forget this step. That is systems thinking. Cognitive science and organizational research both point to the power of external systems in reducing mental load. Checklists, routines, templates, automations, batching. These are not boring admin things. They are how complexity becomes manageable. And the internet pays for that. Moms who build simple, repeatable systems can often pivot into online business management, operations support, workflow setup, course launch assistance, digital organization, CRM management, content scheduling, bookkeeping support if trained, administrative system support. You do not always need a degree. You need proof that you can create order. Can you organize a chaotic inbox, create a weekly workflow, build a follow-up template, track deadlines in a spreadsheet, set up reminders and recurring tasks, standardize something that was previously held together by prayer and screenshots? Congrats. That is marketable. Now here is the giant trap. A lot of moms hear this and go, okay, cool, but when exactly do I do remote work? Between breakfast cleanup, school pickup, dinner, laundry, emotional support, and finding the charger everybody swears they didn't touch. And that is the correct question, because the goal is not to cram more life into an already cursed schedule. The goal is income without sacrificing family time. So here is the strategy nobody glamorizes because it is too practical for the algorithm. You do not start by chasing the highest-paying dream role in a field requiring 14 certifications and a LinkedIn profile that looks like a TED Talk got a headshot. You start with role fit and time fit. Role fit means choosing work that matches skills you already use. Time fit means choosing work that fits the actual shape of your day. For some moms, that means 2 focused hours during school time. For others, evening support work. For others, weekend batch tasks. For others, async rules where nobody expects instant replies. Async is your friend. Retainer work is your friend. Repeat clients are your friend. Anything that reduces constant context loss is your friend. And now we need to discuss the physical pain point, because yes, there is one. Actually several. The neck pain, the shoulder tension, the lower back rebellion, the wrist saying absolutely not, the eyes feeling like they licked a desert. Because remote work sounds flexible until you realize you've been hunched over a laptop at the kitchen counter like a medieval scribe with notifications. This is where the glamorous influencer advice vanishes. Nobody tells you your dream side income can get body slammed by ergonomics. So the practical physical product that solves this pain? A laptop stand paired with an external keyboard and mouse. That combo is elite. Not exciting, not aesthetic enlightenment, but elite. Why? Because ergonomics research keeps screaming the same message in polite academic language. Screen too low equals neck misery. Bad wrist angle equals arm misery. Unsupported setup equals your spine filing a formal complaint. A basic adjustable laptop stand raises the screen closer to eye level. An external keyboard and mouse let your arms sit in a more natural position. Translation: less goblin posture, less flaming trapezius, more ability to work without feeling like a folded lawn chair. If you are trying to build income from home and your current office is whatever flat surface is not sticky, this is a real upgrade. There's a link in the description for a simple ergonomic setup on Amazon. Not because gadgets magically create success, but because pain is distracting. And if your body is screaming, your brain cannot cook. Also, tiny side note, if you are doing remote work from the couch every day with your laptop roasting your thighs and your shoulders orbiting your ears, I am saying this with love. Be serious. Now let's make this concrete. Imagine a mom named Tara. Tara thinks she has no relevant experience. Classic. Meanwhile, Tara has spent 6 years coordinating school events, family schedules, appointments, budgets, and the emotional weather of 4 humans and 1 deeply theatrical dog. She starts by listing what she already does: calendar management, email communication, conflict smoothing, task tracking, vendor coordination, reminder systems, problem solving under pressure. Suddenly, she is not just a mom with no experience. She is an entry-level operations and support candidate with a specialization in keeping reality from peeling off the wall. She learns 1 or 2 tools, maybe Google Workspace, maybe Trello or Asana, maybe Canva if she wants content support work, maybe a CRM, not 50 tools, not a software buffet, just enough to translate existing skills into business language. Then she offers 1 service: 1. Inbox and calendar support for busy founders, or customer support for a small online brand, or admin help for a coach, or community management for a membership. Simple offer, clear outcome, limited hours, protected time blocks. That is how this becomes sustainable. Not by trying to become a productivity cryptid. And yes, imposter syndrome will absolutely try to jump you in the parking lot. It will say, "That doesn't count. Anyone can do that. Real professionals have corporate backgrounds. You are only managing home life." Ignore it. That voice is unserious. If companies can train random men named Ethan to circle back on Zoom, they can absolutely pay moms who already know how to organize chaos, communicate clearly, and keep systems functioning under pressure. So let's recap before your brain gets kidnapped by the next tab. Invisible Skill 1. Rapid prioritization and context switching recovery. This fits remote jobs in admin, support, coordination, and customer operations. Invisible Skill 2. Emotional regulation and social pattern detection. This fits client-facing roles, moderation, onboarding, customer success, and communication-heavy remote work. Invisible Skill 3. Systems thinking and operational organization. This fits workflow support, operations, scheduling, digital admin, and process-based roles. These are not fake complement skills. These are economically useful, scientifically grounded, and already present in a lot of moms. The mission is not to do more. The mission is to reframe what you already know. Translate it into job language, choose work that respects your time, protect your body while you do it, and build income in a way that does not demand sacrificing the whole point of wanting remote work in the first place. Because if the job gives you money but steals every calm moment with your family, congratulations, that deal is spiritually suspicious. So if you've been thinking, maybe I could do remote work, but I do not have the right background, let me be extremely clear. You might not be starting from zero. You might be starting from an invisible experience. An invisible experience becomes visible real fast when you label it correctly, package it clearly, and stop pretending your daily survival mechanics are not highly transferable. Also, for the love of your neck, get the laptop stand, link in the description. Build the income, save the spine, protect the vibe. That is all. This material is for educational and strategic purposes only. It does not constitute financial or medical advice. Consult qualified professionals before altering your structural routines or financial planning.